Developers, 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 developers.
Hi, my name is Gerald Smith from Slimmer Fitter Stronger. Today I'm going to be taking you through some of the best exercises for your glutes. Your glute muscles are, you've actually got three glute muscles. One of your muscles in your glutes is called your Gluteus Maximus, and it's your powerhouse muscle. So this is the muscle that you're going to use when you're jumping, when you're running, or when you're performing dynamic movements such as maybe kicking a ball. You've also got two other muscles called your Gluteus Minimus and your Gluteus Medius, and these are your stabilization muscles, which are really important. For instance, if you're standing on one leg, it's the muscle which makes sure that you don't fall sideways when you're standing on one leg, and it also ensures as well that when you're doing your squats, that your knees aren't dipping in on your squats. So if you've got weakness in these muscles, you're going to find that it's going to affect your squat form and can actually lead to injury. So with these glute exercises, we're going to be showing you exercises that are going to strengthen your glutes to improve your squatting or your deadlift, but also going to be great for injury prevention as well. So this exercise I'm going to show you now is called a one-legged stabilization squat. So this is an exercise which is going to strengthen your glute medius and minimus for greater stabilization. When you're doing this exercise, ensure that when you're coming down, that your knees are going to be to about 90 degrees, okay? You don't need to squat so far down. You only need to work through the first 30 degrees on this exercise just to get those stabilization muscles firing. And make sure you always activate your transverse abdominal muscles as you're doing this exercise. Another point to mention as well when you're doing this exercise is also your hip position. So you want to make sure that your hips remain stable, so one side doesn't drop lower than the other, because that's also part of those stabilization muscles' job. And lastly, make sure that your knee stays in line with your second toe, like there's a straight line. So as you're going down, you don't want your knee to be moving over like this. You want to make sure that you've got perfect alignment on these squats, okay? So you don't want that knee to be falling in, okay, because that puts excess pressure on the inside of your knees. You want to make sure that it stays in line with that second toe, and as I said, make sure the hips remain stable. Also a great stabilization exercise. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have perfect alignment between your second toe and your knee to make sure that your knee isn't moving in and out. Secondly, you want to engage your core muscles by pulling your stomach in, and make sure that your hips remain stable. So one doesn't want to be higher than the other. You want to make sure that they're level all the way throughout the exercise. And the exercise itself, I'm just going to show you from a side angle. It's really important that when you're doing this exercise, start with your feet together, and you're going to move backwards and just gently touch down and come back. So as I said, make sure you maintain that position with your pelvis. I'll show you from the front in a second, but what you want to do is you move backwards. You want to make sure that your knee doesn't go over your toe, because if that happens, that's your body trying to engage your quad muscles, trying to make your quads do more work and take the work off of your glute muscles. We want to make sure that it's just the glutes working. So as you do this exercise, you push back, keep your knee over your toe, and then come back to the start position. From the front angle, I'm just going to try and show you what my hips look like. Hopefully they're pretty stable. And as I mentioned before, make sure that your knees aren't sort of falling in As you're doing this exercise, you want to make sure that it stays perfectly in line with your knees. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to get more updates on exercises and nutritional tips. And please come back to my website to download my free report where you're going to get a HIIT training program and a 30-day weight loss plan. Thank you for watching.